Get your coworkers. Because I got a question. How is it that I have enough money to use $100 bills as bookmarks, but my research and development team can't even come up with something that'll give us a competitive edge? I'm sorry, did you want something? Pass it out. I don't pay you to be happy. I pay you to deliver. And right now, you're not delivering. I expect to see tangible results, not excuses. And if that means pushing you all to the brink, so be it. Look, I know I'm pushing you hard, but it's because I believe in what we are doing. I mean, why else would I be here? And if you don't deliver, I'll just buy someone who will. All right, now let's get back to it. And if you're ever feeling undervalued, just think of all the money I'll make off your hard work. I'll have more bills to use as a substitute for leaves in my indoor jungle. Yeah, I'm still here. I wonder how long it'll take them to realize I'm just playing the game of sim company with real people. Ooh, if I'm lucky, maybe one of them will quit in a dramatic fashion. That's always fun. Okay, later me. Don't forget to set the weather machine to rain when I get home for the indoor jungle. Watch this. Laugh about this later. Progress, come on. Where is it? I need to see it. I don't care. Hey me, this is my first day doing a full sit-in on the filming of an episode of Theory City next to the one and the only colleagues. I can't believe I'm here. I get to watch the magic happen and help wherever I can with my ridiculously large bank account. Okay, later me. Don't forget to transfer that shoe money to my spare change funds. Like 2 bill, my favorite number. 2 bill or 2 bills? 2 billion. Don't worry, I ain't giving them to St. Jude. Okay, Scrooge McDuck. Oh look, Disney segue.
Welcome to the park where you must stay breathing. Wanna go now, we going next week. Falling out in the kingdom equals treason. Not in the park, then they don't care. Put the keys in. Try to die here, though I feel like a sequence. Swipe, swipe, swipe for one simple reason. So you better keep breathing. But they lead ahead, it's freezing. It's freezing, it's freezing. They lead ahead, it's freezing. It's freezing, it's freezing. They lead ahead, it's freezing. It's freezing, it's freezing. It's freezing, it's freezing. His head is freezing. What is called bird? Most magical place on earth.
I am colleague 5. Welcome to Theory City, the happiest place on earth. Disneyland. It needs no introduction. Mickey and his pals have been delighting visitors for generations. But beneath all of the people be going, a web of intrigue and speculation has long fascinated fans and skeptics alike. From underground tunnels to hidden symbols, to Walt's frozen head, to their back rooms. Disney is no stranger to conspiracy theories, but today we're diving into one of the most eerie legends of all. The notion that nobody dies at Disneyland. Just a wave of their wand to ensure that no guest meets their maker within the walls of the Magic Kingdom. No blood on the teacups, no corpses on the carousel horses. And this is because of the theory that Disney has an unwritten policy that nobody is allowed to die on their property. Victims must be removed from the park before being declared dead. And they get to continue claiming that nobody has ever died at a Disney theme park. The most magical place on earth. Now, of course, not even their happy-go-lucky selves could actually stop people from dying in the park, because people have. But haven't you ever heard of a rule being broken? Sure have. I got banned from Disney. Tried to sneak to see the magic of backstage. Why you ain't just pull out some hundreds for them at the bottom of your sneakers so they let you go explore? Please, I'm not made of money. I'm made of a better, more expensive material. Speaking of better, things are always better explained with personal anecdotes. So, story time. Now, I was going to contact Tom Cruise, but you should have told me. I'm helping Paramount fund the new Mission Impossible. I could have had him hop on a FaceTime. Y'all haven't had an outside source speak on an episode in a minute, right? Mission Impossible? No, I wasn't hunting for Ethan. There's a man named Tom Cruise who was a former employee of Disney World. I was checking my Disney employee files for outside sources to contact, but then I discovered Cruise had already shared his story with the world. He recalls a hot summer day at Magic Kingdom in Orlando. He was helping people into the go-kart ride when he sees this family who has an older man with them. Y'all ever realize how we add the ER just to not call him an old man? Yeah, but this old man is gonna need an ER in a second, so it's fitting. Anyway, the heat had him beat. The guy collapses on his face. I'm not laughing at the guy. A doctor in line came over to help. They called emergency services. He's not breathing. They're doing CPR. No luck. 15 minutes later, help arrives. And they're still trying to save him. Tom Cruise asks, why are they still trying to bring him back? The guy's dead. The manager responds,
no one dies at Disney World. Everyone is resuscitated or attempted into resuscitation until they're off the property. Then they're formally declared dead.
Disney, of course, has not said a word about this, but we'll come back to it. In order to fully break this down, we have to get into the difference between actual death and declared death. So if someone dies on their way to the hospital, yes, they died on the road, but they would generally only be declared dead at the hospital after a doctor examines them. So like we said, yes, people have died at Disney. The shady mess here is surrounding the fact that they do anything they can to keep the technical death toll number closest to 0 by ensuring that the declaration of death takes place off of park property by any means. Like stated in the book Inside the Mouse, if guests have the nerve to die, They wait, like unwanted calories, until they've crossed the line and can do so safely off the property. Die safely? Die safely? We just dying safe now at Disney. A medic allegedly stated that they're not allowed to let people die there. Keep them alive by artificial means until they're off Disney property. Like there's an imaginary line in the road and they go,
"He's alive. He's alive. He's dead."
Now that don't sound like they're doing everything they can to genuinely keep the person alive to me. He off the property? Okay, die all you want. That sounds like protecting an image rather than prioritizing safety. It's their biggest concern right up until you cross that property line. Now keeping that in mind, the old man that fell on his face, rest in peace. They say they attempt to revive them as long as they can until they reach a medical facility, right? That's the excuse for why they continue to do CPR way after he stopped breathing, right? Okay, fine. If it's a legally required procedure to continue their efforts even after they know it's not going to work, great. They also say, given Disney World's location, the person will probably have to be put in a helicopter as quickly as possible for urgent medical attention. So no one would die at Disney anyway, right? No matter how they felt about it. Then why did it take 15 minutes to get some help? Where was the helicopters and the private jets and the scrambling? All I got was a whiff of some mumbling and cackling. Let's pump on his chest and roll him away. We know he's dead, obviously, after checking the pulse, but the public don't know what's going on for sure. Is he dead? Is he not? We could still run with that line of confusion till we get out of here. Not a big deal. But once we over that line, he's alive, over the line. He's dead. That don't sound like you continuing the efforts till you reach the hospital so the doctor can say they're dead. Even if the official declaration was going to happen at the hospital anyway, that was your number one priority. Not slick. And we're gonna see why. Because declared deaths have happened on Disney property before. Y'all can't prevent everything. Remember that. There was a plane crash in the parking lot in 1984. A girl was crushed under the wheels of a bus in 1985. A worker died backstage after a utility cart flipped on him. The sheriff's report said he died on the scene. As for Disney, I don't know, the same people who didn't allow marked emergency vehicles into the parks care so much about safety over image, huh? The pattern with those last few instances are clear. When the deaths are way more obvious and you can't just sort of, pump on his chest till you get over the line, it's harder for them to make sure that nobody breaks their rule. But trust me, they'll try. In 1980, a boy was jumping from car to car on the People Mover attraction and fell into the track, being crushed by a car. His body was dragged 700 feet before they even stopped the ride. I bet they would have loved if he was dragged to, I don't know, maybe, off the property. They ain't even closed the People Mover attraction till 1995 in Disneyland only, even after having copycats leading to more death. And other people have passed on their rides. You think they'd be the most worried about these instances hurting their image compared to someone having a heart attack or something? What about the emergency services building on the site? Why not skip all the hassle of having to get helicopters and whatnot, since y'all want to move so quickly, in theory, right? Of course, you don't keep the person right in the middle with the teacups and try to revive them right there while little Johnny is walking by, but why not make it a little easier and faster to increase the chances of survival? It's almost like doing it off the property is more important than saving the life. If they're not doing the most to save every time, then what is emergency services doing but moving and pumping and taking 15 minutes? How about we get more reliable help on site? Not saying build a hospital behind the castle, but chat. Now we say they have their own little Disney emergency services so they can enforce their secret little policy.
Alert each other, Alert the home base team before telling the real help. As much time as they need to move bodies and mess with stuff, no matter the condition the person is in, as long as it's not a super obvious death.
But what happened to get them transportation to the real help immediately? Aren't you not even supposed to move bodies without permission in certain cases? The managers is tapping on that shoulder like,
no one dies at Disney World.
They don't even allow the words "in memory of" on memorial bricks because it could remind guests of death. So imagine how they feel about death in the park reminding guests of death. Forget even the official declaration and the rules behind that in certain cases. The public is not dumb and they know. Solution? If the death isn't super obvious,
you better make sure it ain't till you get across that line. Have a magical day.
We get wanting a squeaky clean image, but not when you gotta sneakily cover the dirt. And I don't mean the dirt over the people's bodies. Prioritizing image over safety and lives? And obviously we get not wanting to have deaths pronounced on your property, because who wants to have deaths pronounced on your property? I mean, even airlines try to not have deaths pronounced on planes. It's the trying so hard not to, harder than the trying to keep them alive, that makes it feel sinister. Is that what they use them secret tunnels for, huh? Body transportation? Is that what they use the back rooms for, huh? Hiding the imaginary service crew? Shout out to you if you want a service crew and you really trying your best. I'm not trying to. On behalf of Theory City. But I mean, they already have the elitist head Frozen down there. Why you think they got a movie called Frozen? We clocking it. We waking all the theories up today. Theory City, Frozen, to crowd them Google search results. You search Frozen, you gonna come about Elsa, not no Frozen what hey. But one of the most infamous deaths at Disneyland, Deborah Stone, on July 8th, 1974. She was a cast member working at the America Sings attraction, no longer in use. 6 theaters would rotate around the stage. As the host, Deborah Stone would be on the left side of the stage, welcoming guests and bidding them farewell. One tragic night, she became trapped between a stationary wall and a moving wall and was crushed. Guests said they heard her screams. And LA Times reported on it as the first employee death in the park's history. No covering up that one. This incident led to significant changes in Disney's safety protocols and procedures, including improved training for cast members, enhanced safety inspections and audits, implementation of new safety standards for attraction operations. And as we're theorizing, there's an unwritten 4th one, all to save the magic. Now, as always, we'd like to turn it over to our viewers to voice their opinions on this topic. That's quite all right. Thanks for getting to my call. I'm in need of some planes. Are you on the phone with the pizza place? Throw me in a pepperoni and a plane. Oh no, I'm buying 2 planes. Don't you have like 8 aircrafts? Yeah. And they're getting lonely. Yeah, just kidding. Theory City could have them. And while we're at it, pizza party for everyone. Great show, you guys. Wait. You guys, colleague number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y'all got names? Well, I guess we just got so used to the number system at work that also didn't help that we used to have a boss who would call us alien-faced warthogs before actually wanting to learn our names. But I guess ever since we came up with this taking turns presenting system, the numbers are a nice way to represent the fairness that now exists in our work environment. Guess it just reminds us of that. Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, we know the days of worrying about that tyrant are gonna come back the same day I gotta start paying my rent. Get it, y'all, because I don't rent nothing. But let me go pick up these planes. Flying and cheesy.
Nobody would ever even think about becoming like that.
Here.
Nobody would ever even think about becoming like that.
That stuff about wanting to stay in the spotlight for every episode. It's behind me. It is not my chair. It is everybody's chair. We got rid of our old boss for a reason. One, would you mind just doing it again for now? My last words, though? Stockholm Syndrome.
Nobody would ever even think about becoming like that. Nobody
Together.
would ever even think about
No
becoming
leader.
like that.
Yes, I need those planes landing over here safely, and I'll tip you 2.5 mil. All right, see you soon, Pizza Hut. Such a beautiful office, built for such a nasty person. Oh, now what is this? What is it? Oh my. From colleague number 2, welcome to the team. Oh my God. That's right. Yeah, you know the whole song and dance. Yeah, and you're watching Disney. Like, I don't know what I put on. Number 1, what's this? What? I don't get it. What, he made a mistake on the schedule? Let him speak, please. Pretty hard mistake to make, writing yourself on the schedule to present every episode. We wrote a schedule the first day we took over, but then just threw out the idea because it's just numerical order. Well, it seems someone tried to throw the paper out for a different reason. Unless numerical order is 1111. And don't tell me you was trying to see them angel numbers. How could you have possibly found that? Thought it was gone. But I guess it doesn't matter now. I was lost after we took down Psycho Boss. I didn't know who I was without him to fight against. And for a moment, I thought maybe I could be the one in control. Maybe I could be the leader. I know it was stupid, but I couldn't help myself. We were all so close, but I was the one who led the charge. I was the one who got the attention, even when I didn't want it. But I liked it. I liked being the hero. But that's not an excuse. I know I betrayed your trust. Oh my God. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't blame you all for being angry. I'm just saying that I'm not a monster. I'm just flawed and I made a mistake. I let my ego get the better of me, except I didn't. I never acted on my thoughts and I never will. You know why? Because I care about my colleagues, my friends. This show, way too much to put us on an all too familiar path that we worked so hard to steer away from. I didn't do anything but have these thoughts and write on that paper. If I burned it, nobody would have known. Ever. You know why? Because it's behind me. So let's all get behind it and do what we love. Okay. Am I actually hearing these words come out your mouth right now? I actually sat here thinking, hey, no way. This has to be a misunderstanding. But not only am I hearing that Moneybags is right, but you were thinking all these things and never said a word. We sat there on day one and said, no leader. We were going to take down our boss together. No leader. Made an agreement. Built trust. Relationships. Worked with St. Jude of all people. Changed the name of the series for goodness sake. Built a solid team to move forward together. Just for you to think about maybe being in control. Reintroducing the same old cracks. I know, no leader, but come on, who led the phone call with our boss to tell him about the St. Jude situation? Nobody knows what it's like until you're colleague number one. I had to do this first, you know? Nobody even... I had to do this first. Twice. Before anybody was even ready to present pre-training. Not saying I'm the leader, but you have to understand the position I was placed in. Nobody knows what it's like. So none of us had to deal with that man threatening us every day we came to work. Until you had to face him on the phone call? I'm sorry, did we all have to speak on the call at once to curb your urges? How about we all just do every episode at the same time so you don't get the urge to steal the seat? What did he do to us? It's like, what solo power did taking him down make you feel like you had? Power that made you feel like becoming his mini-me? How could you even think about going down that road after all we did? All we've been through? I'm sorry. I know. There's nothing I can say. But you have to believe I'm good now. That day, every day, is about the power of the colleagues. No, you're right. You're right. You're not colleague number one. You're evil boss number two. Hey. As much as it pains me to know that there was even a possible breach, I can't possibly feel the pain and betrayal you must all be feeling right now. Which is why I have to be the one to say, you've worked tirelessly to build something extraordinary here. You fought to create a place where ideas and collaboration thrive. You stayed when you had every reason to leave, when the circumstances were unbearable, because you believed in what you were building, because you love it. You worked under a boss who rather throw chairs than accolades, and showed up with smiles on your faces because you love the work, because you wouldn't let him win. And I know it's hard to see right now, but that's still worth fighting for. You can't let this situation be the victory of those who sought to tear you down. You can't let it undo everything you've achieved. Theory City is more than just a company or a show. It's a testament to your dedication, your passion, and your collaboration. Don't let it slip away. Find a way to move forward together, okay? So, what's the next theory?
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? I'm no one should be hurt. Why are you crying? Why reaction. One last chance to say you're sorry. Try from a different angle.